Hey, this is Robert with a automotive quick tip. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching.
In this video, I want to hopefully, once and for all, cover the coolant temp gauge in the P80 cars. I just started the car a few seconds ago. It started out at 75 degrees. As you can see, it is now 85 degrees. That's the coolant temp. The temperature gauge is there. The temperature gauge hits the first line usually at about 130 degrees. When it hits that temperature, it lets the coolant system know that the car is now warm enough to cut the heat on. So if you have your climate control set to automatic or heat on automatic, it will not let that fan cut on until you're at about 130 degrees and that temperature gauge starts rising. We're at about 105 degrees on my scan gauge. Just started rolling along. Temperature gauge still at the minimum mark. When that gets to about 135, you'll notice the temperature gauge start to rise. You may notice my mileage on my car. This temperature will be at a good range before I even get driven a mile. I'm at about 130 degrees. You'll watch the temperature gauge start to rise. And if you got the heat on, the heat will turn on with the climate control. I'm not even a half a mile driven yet. And it's about almost 80 degrees outside. So the temperature gauge is rising. The temperature gauge will lock in at about 3 o'clock position when it gets up to about 175 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm driving along, temperature's rising. I'm at 155 degrees. You see where the gauge is. I changed my thermostat, I don't know, maybe 100,000 miles ago. It should still be good. I'm at 164 degrees, still rising. And that gauge should lock in, like I said, close to 175 degrees. So there you have it. It's locked in at the 3 o'clock position, 186 degrees. Normally, my car will function between 192 and 208. My fan kicks on at 206 because of my performance tune. These cars usually have the fan kick on at 216 on the 850s and the 98 S and V70s. On the later P80 cars, the 99 and the 2000 models, the fan will kick on at 224 and kick off at 212. As you can see, I'm at 186 degrees and the temperature gauge is locked in. I'll show you a couple more temps here in a second. I'm at 190 degrees, back down to 186. Normally mine stays over 192, so my thermostat may be getting a little weak, and my temperature gauge still locked in at 3 o'clock. Getting my speed up to 75 miles an hour on the highway. I'm up at 200 degrees. Now when I slack off of it a little bit, it'll probably fall a little bit as I'm cruising at 75, 70 miles an hour. Well, it seems to, yeah, there it is. Just a little bit drop down. Normally cruises around 196. Again, if you have a P80 car before the ETMs, your temperature gauge should be straight at 3 o'clock. It should stay there once the temperature is up around 175, and it will not climb above 3 o'clock unless your temperature is over 238. Once it hits 238, it starts to climb. Not sure what it'll read at the red line, but if it's ever rising, you want to check, make sure your fan is working, and or deal with whatever coolant problem you have. Your coolant really should never get over 225. So, hope that helps. I'm done with that. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.